Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Presidential Address for Week 18. This is the last NFL Presidential Address of the year. I will not be doing these during the playoffs. And if you guys have never seen this video before, I go down every single game on the board and I give out a pick on every one. If you want to know how to bet Buffalo, New England, I got you covered in this game. Washington, Dallas, I'll give you a pick in this game. Houston, Tennessee, Minnesota, Detroit, what a game. I got a pick in this video. I will give you bets on every single game across the board. But unlike any other video that we've done this year, this will be much quicker. Basically, I have thrown all trends, all statistics, and all data out the window for Week 18. Week 18 is a different week to any week we see in the NFL. It is a week where you need to tread carefully, and it is a week where you need to understand the motivation of teams. Who cares? Who doesn't? Who's going to play hard? Who's not? Who's going to show up? Who won't? Those are the key questions when handicapping Week 18. Let's get right into it. It all starts with Cleveland playing Baltimore, and the line here is Baltimore minus 17.5, a total of 41.5. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, guys, I like the over in this game, and I like it a lot. Firstly, Baltimore is going to get their points no matter what. This Baltimore team is going to come out hungry. They are going to play. They might not cover 17.5. They don't really need a huge amount of separation with Cleveland. They just want to win the game and get out of Dodge. In order for them to win the game, this is a scoring team. They're going to put up some points. As for Cleveland, and we're going to hear about this a lot, they're going to go for it on fourth down. They're going to play aggressive. They're going to try pad the stats. This is a low total of 41.5. I do think this is going to go over. Now we turn our attention to Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. This is a huge game for both teams. Now, I understand that Pittsburgh is already in the playoffs, but guys, either Pittsburgh or Denver / Cincinnati is going to play Baltimore, and the other team is going to play Houston. It is an important positioning game for Pittsburgh, as I guarantee you they would rather play a wounded Houston team than have to go in and take on a hungry Ravens team. So with that said, and of course Cincinnati needs to win to get into the playoffs. Obviously they need hope on Sunday, but take care of one thing at a time. Where am I going in this game? I'm going to the over, guys. 48.5. I mean, Cincinnati puts up 30 points every single game they play. This Cincinnati team is impossible to stop. And Pittsburgh defensively have really come back down to earth, especially from a passing perspective. Cincinnati, although they're playing better defensively, they're not a good defensive unit at all. This line is under 50. I think we're going to get deep into the 20s for both teams. Take over the total of 48.5 in this matchup. Now we turn our attention to Sunday. New Orleans playing Tampa Bay, and obviously this is a crucial game for Tampa Bay. They win, they're in, and that's where we're going. I never take minus 13.5, minus 14 bets. I don't think I've ever done one in my life. I'm taking this week. This is the one, guys. I look at this game and I think to myself, Tampa Bay can put up 40. Like, this Tampa Bay team is going to come out. They're going to come out hungry. I like Tampa Bay in the first half. I like Tampa Bay team total over. I like Tampa Bay, the game over the total. I like Tampa Bay. I think this is going to be one of those games where Tampa Bay puts up 40 points themselves. How many points is New Orleans going to put up? This is a team that is struggling to score whether they try or they don't try. If you gave New Orleans a fifth down, I don't think they put up any more points than they put up in the last few weeks, which is almost no points to begin with. I look at Tampa Bay and I think 40, 35, bare minimum. New Orleans is not getting anywhere near 20 points in this game. This has got like 41-17 written all over it. So I actually really like Tampa Bay here. It's a bet I'm probably going to make. Buffalo -3 against New England, a total here of 38. And yes, it has been bet down to 2.5. And I understand that. Look, everything we're hearing out of Buffalo is they're going to play their starters. They want to win this game. They don't. And yes, they're going to play Josh Allen to start the game because he's got an Iron Man streak going and it is important to him to continue it. But he ain't going to finish this game. This is a New England bet. One of my favorite bets of the week. I think Buffalo comes out. I think they put down a good first drive. Maybe look to take Buffalo first quarter. But after that, they're going to pull their starters. And I think New England has shown us week after week, especially in the last 4 or 5 weeks, that this is a team that wants to win, a team that's playing its best, and a team that's really trying to give Drake May all opportunity and as many downs as possible to just become better and more experienced. I think New England wins this game outright. Take them at +2.5. As for Chicago and Green Bay, look, similar to what is going on in Houston, do you want to play Philadelphia or do you want to play the Rams? Green Bay needs to win this game, folks. That doesn't mean they will, and that doesn't mean they're going to cover 10, but they're going to try their hardest. And I think, like New England, the Chicago Bears are going to give it their all. This Chicago team is trying. They got a coach that wants to build a resume. They got a rookie quarterback that's trying to find some rhythm and understanding of how the league works. This is a Chicago team that is going to give it their best, and that is why I like the over in this football game. It is only 41. We know Green Bay is going to get themselves some points. I think Chicago plays aggressively. I think they go for it many times on fourth down, including on their side of the field. And I think this total is too low. Take over the total of 41. As for Miami and the New York Jets, somehow, some way, I got a feeling the New York Jets are going to win this game outright. Now, I understand that if Miami wins this game, Denver loses this game, Indy loses, etc., they have a pathway to the playoffs. Miami's not making the playoffs. Miami struggled to move the ball last game against Cleveland. This New York Jets team, at least they're not starting a quarterback nobody's ever heard of. Aaron Rodgers should be able to outduel Huntley or whoever comes out playing for Miami this week. I got a gut feel that the New York Jets are going to end this season the way the season should have started for them, and that is with a W. Take the New York Jets +1. Kansas City, Denver. So, guys, I want to tell you guys real quick how to bet this game. Take Kansas City right now, +10.5. Why? Firstly, they could cover 10.5. Denver's going to have sphincter pucker factor at a very high level here. This is an absolute must-win game for Denver, and we've seen this story play out before. Teams that are in must-win situations are in must-win situations for a reason. Now, I know Kansas City's not going to play anyone, but I guarantee you everyone who does play for Kansas City is going to try their damnedest to win this game. But why am I suggesting you bet Kansas City right now? Because, hey, if Pittsburgh does win the football game on Saturday night and Miami is losing, this game ends up becoming a little bit more meaningless for Denver as well. And you'll have Kansas City with 10.5 in your back pocket. If you're betting this game, if you're taking KC, take it now. What do I like in this game overall? I'm likely going to pass, but I have no issue if you take the 10.5 and you take it immediately. LA Chargers playing against Las Vegas. And again, the LA Chargers want to win this game, guys. The LA Chargers want to play Houston. They're playing the Raiders. And I got to tell you, I like the over in this football game. I don't think I can get to the window on the side here because at some point during this game, the Chargers might realize that they can't, that this game is meaningless for them, and they might pull their starters. Harbaugh is way too savvy a coach to have all of those guys in, and especially his defenders who have been getting hurt off and on all season long. I actually expect both his edge rushers to be off the field somewhere in the first half. So I like the over in this football game. The Chargers can score. We already know that, and we know that the Raiders are trying. They were able to move the ball up and down the field last week. Didn't come away with a lot of points, but they are trying to get points on the board. I think the over is the way to play. Jacksonville and Indianapolis, 45 is the total. I don't know how you can't bet that game under. I mean, who the hell is scoring in this game? I get it. Last game of the season, nobody cares. They'll lack intensity. They'll throw the ball all over, up and down the field. They'll try pad their stats. It doesn't matter. There's just not enough talent on the offensive sides of both these teams to warrant a 45. Take under the total in this game. Carolina and Atlanta. Oh my God, did Atlanta pooch it last week? And you know what, guys? With no disrespect, I'm firing Raheem Morris at the end of the season. I don't care how well you prepare your team. I don't care that you had quarterback issues this year and almost made the playoffs. I care that you don't know how to use timeouts. And if you don't know how to use timeouts, your brain lacks power, period. Atlanta screwed it up last game. They know it. And I think they can lose this game outright. Now, I understand they need to win this game. But, man, they're going to be looking at the scores. They're going to see Tampa Bay go up 21-3 early in the second quarter. They're going to go into halftime knowing Tampa Bay is winning 28-6. They're going to have an emotional letdown. And Carolina, we know, are trying their damnedest. Bryce Young has improved. Their offense is clicking to a degree. Their defense is trying. Canals is going to want to end the season correctly. Take Carolina plus the points. Washington, Dallas. Washington wants to win this game, folks. Like we spoke about, they want to play the Rams. I think they try their best. I think we get a killer effort out of them, but I think we get a killer effort out of Dallas as well. I think this game is going over the total of 44. I'm not going to play Washington at -4.5 just because they want to win this football game. Anytime we get division games where there's more than a field goal, especially in the NFC East, I'm looking to take the dog. I'm not going to take the dog in this instance because I don't believe in this Dallas Cowboy team, but 44 seems pretty light to me, especially with Jaden Daniels and that Washington offense. And we have seen Dallas score points of late. Take over the total in that game. As for San Fran and Arizona, San Fran +4 is the pick for me. I don't understand this line. I understand San Fran had a horrible season, a letdown season. I get it. They played great last game against Detroit. I understand they lost that game, but they were right in it till the very end. I think San Fran comes out flying here. I think they come out saying, okay, we had a shitty season. Let's put it behind us. Let's win this game and have a fix-it winter. As for Arizona, I think this team is disappointed. I think this team realized they had the division. They just needed to win one stupid game against Seattle. They couldn't pull it off. I think this team is inconsistent. I think Kyler Murray is a mediocre quarterback at best. I think this team lacks offensive skill. I think Marvin Harrison might end up being a mistake drafted so high. I think their defense is mediocre as well. Take San Fran +4. I am passing on this Houston, Tennessee game, guys. I got nothing for you. As for Minnesota and Detroit, I like the over in this game, guys. I get it. Look, I put it out as a 5% play for my clients at 52.5. I had to pull that play down because it's now 56. But even at 56, I like the over. The majority of games, and I mean mass majority, over 80% of all games with a total 56 and up have gone over. The largest total in history of football, 63.5, Kansas City LA Rams 2019. That game went over. Do not be afraid of these big totals. I really like the over in this game. I pounded this game at 52.5. I'm personally betting the over at 56. I think this game gets well into the 60s. That's where I'm going. That's it for week 18. That's it for the NFL Presidential Address for 2024. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe to our channel. The NFL Presidential Address will be back next year. Thank you so much for an outstanding season. It was so much fun doing this. Lots of love, everyone. And we'll see you on this very show, first week of September.